Hey, welcome to Socialism for All. Today's date is October 26, 2020. This video is not an audiobook. I just recorded two audiobooks. One is Helen Keller's In Defense of the IWW, and the second is Eugene Debs' Industrial Unionism from 1905. And I don't know, maybe it was just the Debs speech, which reading those tends to get me all fired up. But anyway, I decided to record a video that I thought of a few days ago and wasn't sure if I was going to record or not, but maybe it's time. Okay. So first of all, go back and listen to the Debs speech, Industrial Unionism, because I feel like I had some good commentary there at the end, particularly in the closing comments after the end of the audiobook itself, that kind of lead into what this video is about. So the working title of this video is Agitate, Educate, Organize for Revolution 2030. And basically this is about the Revolution 2030 concept, what it is. I am just one lone person who is trying to make this hashtag a thing. But beyond just a hashtag, this isn't about trending on Twitter one day. It's about a concept that I am trying to put out there into the socialist underground, such as it is, which right now it really is an underground. My channel is about at 900 subs. I just did a stream with Fellow Traveler. That was about 1,000 subs. I think, people like Comrade Danky Kang. It's like, who is MIA? I hope Danky's okay. Haven't seen hide or hair in about 2 months. But yeah, other people like Jason Unruh or Caleb Maupin or Hakeem or Finball. I don't think any of us has over 50,000 subs. I could be wrong about that. So anyway, it is still very much an underground. But fear not and take heed. I think that what we can do, this movement is still in its infancy. That is the, differentiated Marxist, Leninist, Maoist, hard socialist, communist, not the Bernie Sanders wing, but the actual Marxist wing. Those of us who read theory, etc., who are not trots, who are committed to not, repeating the same mistakes and Western intelligence sponsored bullshit that has been plaguing the left, since at least the new left in the 60s. Etc. But those of us who are dedicated to advancing Marxism, Leninism in the world today, I think that we have an opportunity to do it. That's what the Revolution 2030 concept is about. So you look, for example, I remember the 2000s, okay? This is pretty much where the concept comes from. The 2000s, libertarians were all over the internet. In the 2000s. I would say that they dominated the internet in that decade. And then they had their moment in 2010. Well, starting in 2008, but they achieved power in 2010 as the Tea Party when they elected over 100 people to the U.S. Congress. And in general, repulsive libertarian ideas came to be, household concepts. The name libertarian, people, now knew really what it meant everywhere, even the relatively less political. And everybody could name Rand Paul, for example. Then in the 2010s, I would say that you had the rise of the social democracy gang, TYT, Secular Talk, Humanist Report, lesser known, David Pakman, Tim Black, people like this, Sam Cedar, Michael Brooks, people more in the social democratic vein, amassed huge followings in that decade, huge followings in the 2010s during the Obama years. And then we get the Bernie Sanders moment, which really, I think 2020 was the end of the Bernie Sanders moment. Didn't achieve power, did have deep cultural impact. I don't really think it's going further at this point. But anyway, that brings us to the 2020s. We're in 2020 now, still for another few months. We make this the socialist, communist, Marxist, Leninist, Maoist, hard left decade. as the class piece breaks down under neoliberalism, as it rolls on decade by decade, as the internet expands, offering more and more information to people who seek it, there are more and more opportunities for anybody, with a coherent message to get that message out to people, to convince people, to win support for a movement, to agitate, educate, organize. And if we look at these kind of 10-year plans of like the 2000s and then boom, the Tea Party 2010, and then social democracy movement and Bernie Sanders in the late 2010s. And then I think we have a chance now. I am seeing way more communist and Marxist, far left affiliated accounts, pages, whatever, on Twitter, on Facebook, everywhere than ever before. And yeah, some of them are probably cops. And not everyone behind those accounts is, the most principled or even well-educated person. I mean, it doesn't take much to like throw a hammer and sickle on your profile without, actually understanding anything behind it. But that's where we come in. So start a channel if you haven't already. Get this message out there. Do a Discord. Do a Facebook page. Do a Twitter account. Whatever you're not doing, do something new. Whatever you are doing, do more of it. Find something that works for you and dig in. And if you can, I am proposing this term, Revolution 2030. I now use it as a hashtag on every S4A post because I think that we're 10 years out from 2030. A lot can happen in 10 years. And I think that if we start rallying people around this concept, it's something we could actually deliver on. I mean, it would take a lot of things going right, but it's also strong encouragement to people of like, hey, your life actually could get better in the not too distant future. But if we don't, start stirring people to some kind of a call like this, and what I'm saying is that this is more concrete than just saying revolution in the abstract, but put a year on it, 2030. And again, I even have this concept of like libertarians did 10 years of organizing, had their moment. Social Democrats did 10-ish years of organizing, had their moment. We can do the same. We Marxists can do the same. We know that Marxism, Leninism, Maoism, all these different variants of the central concept of revolutionary socialism, they work. I mean, and I'm not including anarchism in this. Sorry, but I'm not. But we know that they work. They have achieved successful revolutionary change in many countries. Not every country has been able to hang on to that change up to the present, but it's a significant part of many countries' history and has actually led to real change and changes in class consciousness and increased the odds of global revolution by that much more. So the West is still waiting for something like this to happen. Again, why not organize around the Revolution 2030 concept? It's pretty much that simple, and this is my first video directly on the subject, so that's what I got for you right now. But I think, again, it's a short to medium term goal that people can start working for today and say, well, I joined this organization in service of Revolution 2030. Or I started this news account out on this outlet in service of Revolution 2030, and start using the hashtag. Start spreading the concept that if we work now, we can have serious change in about 10 years. I think that if we keep up the current pace of things, we can, if we're not exactly there in 2030, we can be close. You look at Russia between 1905, what is to be done, the uprisings that started then, and 1917, the actual start of the Civil War and Revolution. Obviously that took a little bit longer to fully resolve, but look at the breakdown crisis the United States in particular is in right now. I think in 10 years, anybody making hard predictions on where we're going to be in 10 years is fooling themselves. I mean, both left and right, working class, want extreme change. The right voted for Donald Trump because they wanted to give a black eye to the establishment. Unfortunately, they don't understand anything about, capitalism. So that's why they voted for Trump, who's a sleazy slumlord con artist who is just going to obviously do more of the same, but not as well, not as articulately. But the left was going for Bernie Sanders, who did promise a change, if not for socialism, at least away from neoliberalism, back to some kind of social democracy. Anyway, we do need that change. I think the Revolution 2030 concept, which is, going to mean different things to different people, but I think it's something that we in the Marxist underground can take mainstream if we keep hammering on it. So anyway, that's my little gift / offering to the movement. What do you think? Give me your feedback. I think it's a simple hashtag and concept that we all could just start referencing to give people hope and something specific to start working towards that is also realistic and isn't going to let people down. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for listening to my little personal idea here. And thanks to our current patrons whose names are on the screen. All of these contributions are very encouraging. The more actual money I get, the more time I can spend on this. So if you can do $2, $5, $10, $20 or more dollars, I definitely appreciate that. If you can't do any money, please just share this video and other videos on the S4A channel in your Reddit groups, Discord, Facebook, fucking AOL if you're still on AOL, whatever. Just please spread the video. Just bringing new people into the audience, that really helps. It gets them away from the TYT or whatever the hell they're listening to now. All right, you can also follow facebook.com/socialism, FOR all, or socialism, the number 4 all. I made a backup page because Facebook is throttling the FOR page hard. Also right here on Facebook, hit the like, subscribe, notification, and leave me a comment. All of that helps to boost this video, helps more people to see the content. Put it in a playlist. If you have playlists, throw my videos into your playlist. All of that's appreciated, and we need to support each other in this emerging Marxist underground, which, again, I think in another 10 years we can bring to prominence. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next video.